Okay, so I think it's 12:05, so we can pretty much get started. Before we start going more into like, the public speaking lessons and information, um, let's just go through introductions and get to know each other a little bit better. Hi everyone, I'm Pranshu. I have been doing public speaking for the last 4 years, and I'm really excited to work with all of you and increase like love and knowledge for public speaking, all around me. And before we really get into like more of the how to write a speech or how to perform a speech, I really wanted to share like this really fun fact that was a little bit shocking for me actually. And it's that public speaking is one of the biggest fears ever. And I think that shouldn't be the case, because I think it's really fun to share our ideas and get to meet new people, over common interests and common things that we're passionate about. So I'm really glad that all of you are here. And yeah, I'm really excited to, help you guys with your public speaking journeys and, pursue speech. So with that being said, would anyone like to, just say their name, their grade, and, a fun fact about them? Yes, Radhika.
My name's Adia,
Oh, Adya. Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
and I'm going to fourth grade. And fun fact about me is I like to draw patterns.
Wow, that's really cool. That's great. Thank you for sharing, Adya. Okay. Would anyone like to go next? Or shall I call on someone? Let's have Vidhi go next.
My name is Vidhi and I'm going to sixth grade. And a fun fact about me is that I do I'm in the swim team, like the high school swim team.
Wow, that's really wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Vidhi. Okay, in that case, can we have Stuti go next?
Hi, my name is Kushi or Suthi. Um, I'm going to ninth grade, and a fun fact about me is that I know 5 languages.
Wow, that's really cool. And for future reference, would you prefer if I called you Kushi in the class or Stuti?
Honestly, whatever you think is fine.
Okay. Thank you. And in that case, can we have other Adya go next?
My name is Adya. I'm going to fifth grade, and a fun fact about me is I like to read.
Yay, that's really great. I love to read as well. And welcome, Advita. We were just getting to know each other a little bit before we get into like speech parts and getting to know others. So would you like to introduce yourself with your name, grade, and a fun fact?
Okay. Hi, I'm Adwaita. I'm going into ninth grade, and a fun fact about me is I have over like 50 Legos.
Wow, that's so cool. That's great. So now what we're gonna go into is I'm gonna tell you guys what we're gonna be doing for today. And we're just gonna be covering like an introduction to public speaking and other kinds of like more logistical factors like delivery and how you would give a speech. And then after that, if we have time, we're gonna go do some fun activities. Okay. But before we do any of that, I want to share with you guys not necessarily rules, but some reminders. Give me a second. Can everyone see this? Speech summer camp reminders. All right, so these are just reminders, and they're just to like make sure everything is running smoothly and everyone has a chance to share their ideas and be heard, ask any questions needed. So we're just gonna go through these really quickly, and then we're gonna go into our introduction to public speaking. So number one, stay on task. I know it's really easy to get distracted by so many different things around us, but it would be really helpful if we could stay on task and just be doing public speaking and enjoying ourselves during the camp. Next is be a worrisome friend, kind of relating to the dinosaur theme over here. It just means, listen to your friends and, ask questions, be thoughtful and considerate. Number three is definitely raise your hand before you speak. Obviously, if I call on one of you guys, feel free to speak. But if you have any questions, and I love answering questions. I love when people ask questions. So please just raise your hand if you have anything to say, any comments, concerns, questions. Number four, be a terrific listener. So I think that a part of being a really good public speaker is also being able to listen. So that's not just listening to me, it's also listening to your peers, listening to other people, because this is really important as we see if someone is doing something that we admire or appreciate, then it's how can we interpret that and make it, our own way? How can we listen to what they're doing and do it well? And, let's say if someone is doing something not as great, how can we, teach, like help them out and learn from that experience and, listen to their, like kind of, yeah. And then next is listening to yourself. I think that listening to yourself is really important because it helps you with areas to grow. So I know that a lot of times we have filler words when we speak, like and I think that when we listen to ourselves, it's really helpful in seeing what we need to fix. Is it that I need to be louder? Is it that I need to stop these filler words? So yeah, being a good listener is really important. Next, let everyone participate. I really want to hear all of your voices and get to know all of you better in this camp. So yes, please participate. And then number 6, don't be shy to ask questions. I think I've already went over this a little bit, but yeah, just a reiteration. Number 7, cheer people on and support each other. I think part of learning new things and part of speaking and stepping out of our comfort zones is working together and collaborating. Even though we'll be speaking like alone, it's really important to, work together and cheer each other on when we, do good and help each other rise up when we might not do as well. Next is kind of related to stay on task, but pay attention and do your work. I think it's going to help us all be very prepared. And number 9, and the last one, is have fun and learn new things. I hope everyone has fun today because we're going to do some really fun exercises. And yeah, without anything else, let's get into it. Okay. And also just remember, feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. This is mostly just like an introductory slide before we get into like some writing and activities. So this is going to be like our introduction to public speaking and just some benefits of public speaking and other information that I think is very, very important as we go into speech. Okay. So what is public speaking? So I know that a lot of us have like the kind of mind where like, oh, public speaking is like, a little bit more scary. It's a little bit more something that a lot of us are nervous to do. And that's completely understandable. But at its core, when we, share our ideas, our interests and our passions, that's when we're public speaking. It doesn't have to be something as scary. It's just sharing your passions and, talking about issues to a group of people. And I think that's a really important form of communication because it helps us get our ideas and thoughts across to other people. And another thing that public speaking helps, leaders in our world and even us as students do in our communities is that it helps us inspire others and urge people to make a change. So here are some examples. It's asking or answering a question in class, it's giving a presentation in school, and telling a story to someone. Can everyone, raise their hand like online or just raise it like this if you've ever done any of these examples of giving a presentation or answering a question in class? I know I have. Okay, thank you. Yes, I know Adya has as well now, and Adwita. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's get into the next few slides now. So why speech? I'm really glad that all of you are here to begin with, but you might be wondering, like, why am I even here to begin with? Like, why do I need to be good at speech, or why do I even need to like do public speaking in general? So here are just a few reasons why public speaking is really, really beneficial. Firstly, it helps with your critical thinking, because if we are able to, get our ideas from ourselves and then, formulate them and then say them to other people in a clear manner, that shows how we have great critical thinking skills, and it shows and strengthens the way that we are able to communicate with other people. Next is one of my favorite reasons is that speech, it really helps us make friends and share our personality. I know that there's a lot of things that can be scary, like giving a presentation in school or giving an interview or any other thing that I know a lot of us will be doing in the future. And I think that when we have a way or experiences with formulating our ideas and understanding what we think to share with others, it really benefits us and helps us share our personality. And it helps us stand out in things like interviews. It helps us do better on projects. Next is that your ideas matter. I know that everyone like here hopefully will be giving their speech in the future, and your ideas about the different issues in the world, which is what most of the topics are, like global warming, exercise, these different things about issues or topics. Your ideas about them do matter, and it's important that you get to say them to a crowd. Because think about it like this: would you rather go and say something to 50 different people 50 different times, or would you rather say something one time to 50 people, which is a crowd? And that's why public speaking is so important, is because you get to be the center of attention and say your ideas to a group of people, which helps you with the next things: confidence and leadership and communication. All right. So now we're gonna go more into like the actual bulk of public speaking and what we do. So I know I've been talking for a while now. So does anyone want to read out this writing portion, and then we can all work as a group and discuss what that means? Would anyone like to read, or should I? Oh, great. Thank you. Is that Kushi or
I'm Akshara.
Akshara? Okay, hi. Thank you so much. We didn't get your introduction, but we can do that afterwards. Would you like to read this writing portion over here?
Yes.
Yay, great. Thank you.
Writing, aka content, needed for your ideas to be well expressed. Helps you put down your thoughts before you actually say them. Avoids filler words. Helps formulate.
Yay, thank you so much. Okay, now would someone else besides Akshara like to say what this actually means to them? So I know this was a lot of information. Okay, Adya, thanks for raising your hand. What does this writing portion, mean? Like,
So, aka content means like that the content you're saying it is like is like what you're saying.
exactly, you're right. Writing is what you're saying. That's great. Thank you. Does anyone have any other ideas of what any other bullet points might be? Oh yes, Akshara again.
So the second one, needed for your ideas to be well expressed. What they mean by that is like so like when you write them down, you can like practice them and it can be well expressed like that.
Yeah, definitely. So I think I know what you're saying is that it helps, your ideas be said without, this part is here as well. It's like without filler words, and it's just very clear and well expressed. Thank you for your addition to that. Next, would someone like to add on to this speaking? I'm gonna actually call some people so we all have a chance to speak. Can I get Kushi to read out this speaking portion?
Yeah, speaking. The part that makes or breaks the audience attention, aka delivery, consists of actions and behaviors we have to intentionally do. Our superpower.
Yes. So thank you so much for reading. Now, I know that this might not be as clear as the writing part, and it's like speaking and delivery. So right off the bat, what does that signal? What does that mean? I'm gonna have like the other Adya. Adya, what do you think that means?
Which part?
The speaking part. Like, what do you think that looks like? What do any of these bullet points like mean to you?
or the aka delivery. It's like the delivery of words.
So you're completely correct. It's how you say something. So we know that writing is what you're saying, but speaking and the delivery is how you're going to say that information. So I know that another thing is it consists of actions and behaviors that we intentionally do. Adwita, what do you think that means?
I'd say that you're like talking or like making connections in your speech about just something random that's part of your speech. You want to connect to the audience. So you're intentionally making connections while you're speaking. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you for your input. It is making connections with your audience. Does anyone know how exactly you would be to make these connections? Like, what kinds of intentional behaviors would we be using?
Um,
Oh, so sorry. Yes, I was asking. So thank you for your input, Adwita. Wait, okay. Adya, what do you think are some behaviors that we have to intentionally do?
we have to look at the audience and make sure that they know we're talking.
Yes, that's great. Thank you so much. So eye contact and looking at the audience, that's really important. Yes, Vidhi, what about you?
Like you should have a smile on your face.
Yes, thank you. Smiling is really, really important. I would say, facial expressions, smiling, depending on what you're saying, that's really important as well. Yes, Aksha.
You should talk loud. You shouldn't mumble.
Yes, so voice, volume, projection, avoiding filler words. So that's what the delivery is. So do we understand the difference between the words you're saying and how you're going to say them? Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, another thing that I just wanted to mention before we move on is that delivery is also going to be hand gestures, facial expressions, and moving body language posture. Because if someone is standing up straight and excited to talk, that makes the audience more excited. That goes with the audience attention over here. Whereas if I were to just slouch down and be bored the entire time, the audience isn't going to listen to me because a big part of public speaking is the delivery. And that's the why you should listen to me is because I'm entertaining, because I'm interesting. And how you convey that is with your delivery and these behaviors that we intentionally do to make the audience listen to us. So thank you for that group discussion. And we're going to move on in just a second. Okay. So before we really get into more of the lesson things, I want to introduce a super fun activity. And because this first lesson is still like mostly an icebreaker, this activity is going to be about getting to know each other a little bit better. So in this activity, we're gonna have really short speeches, just 40 to 60 seconds. And it's gonna be, okay, we can ignore this first part. What you have to essentially do is get something from your house or just think of something that you're fond about or that you like. And then after we learn a little bit more about delivering a good mini speech or introduction, we're going to give each other little fun speeches. And the reason we're not really going to do writing for it is because this thing that you're going to talk about is something you already like. So it's a fun icebreaker. It's really easy. You own it. You don't have to get up and get it from your house unless it's like right next to you. And yeah, we're gonna discuss that activity a little bit later. But before we move on, here is some more information. Okay, so I know it's something that we mentioned before, and that's voice. So I know we talked a little bit about volume and like speaking loud and soft and avoiding filler words, but I want to talk more about like how you actually do that. Because when we give a speech, I know it's really easy to be nervous or not really thinking about how we say something. And, that's why we have to practice the way we say things, whether that be your volume, super loud or super soft, whether that be like emphasizing something, going higher and lower in pitch, and speed. So I'm gonna call on a few of us and go through these points. Um, what does volume mean to you? Oh, hello, Arshia. Thank you for joining us. We're just talking about like delivery and like voice. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. Do you have any ideas about what like volume, like how to use volume and like what that really means to you?
Well, volume is like really important in general because like when you're doing public speaking, a lot of people are going to be listening to you. So if you're really quiet, then people won't be able to hear you and see what your perspective is on things. But if you have a very clear volume that everyone can hear, then it's good.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah. Volume is, how loud you're being. Because if you're really, really soft and people can't hear you, they're going to lose attention really quickly. And, we would hate for that to happen. So, and we also don't want to be too loud that we're like screaming at them because that's a little bit scary sometimes. So we want to find like the right balance between loud and soft, a little bit loud, but also a little bit conversational. So thank you for that. Now we're gonna go into like speed because I think that's the next thing that we can really practice. What does speed mean to you? Adya. Adya, yeah. Oh yeah, thank you.
How fast you're talking to someone.
Yes, great, spot on. Thank you so much. Yeah, so speed is how fast you're talking. Um, I am hoping everyone knows about like the rabbit and the turtle story where the rabbit is really fast and then the turtle is really slow. So, something that we have to be consciously aware of when we're speaking is, am I speaking too fast or am I speaking too slow? And that's really important because if we're speaking too fast, people don't understand us. Sorry. Sorry. And then if we're speaking too slow, then it tends to get a little bit boring, a little bit repetitive, and a little bit monotonous. So again, we need to be conversational. Like if I'm talking to my friend, I'm not going like, ooh, and I'm like be really fast, but I'm also not really, really slow. So we need to find this kind of balance between a line and a mouse for volume. So you're not roaring, but you're also not squeaking. You're talking in a conversational pace and you're not going too fast and you're not going too slow. So now we're going to go into a little activity where I'm going to have everyone say a fun little saying or a line from this in a really different way than you would conversationally so we can kind of see it into play. Would anyone like to volunteer to say the first line? Thank you, Akshara. Would you like to say this first line, which is over here? And I'm going to ask you to say it in a turtle speed.
I can't believe summer camp starts today.
Thank you. Now can you say it in like a rabbit speed, like really fast?
I can't believe summer camp starts today.
Thanks. And how would you say it like you were to give a speech or to talk to a friend?
I can't believe summer camp starts today.
Great, thank you. So I hope like everyone kind of sees that it's like a little bit easier to understand. And I know it was like the third time when we did it the right way. So, but still, it was like a little bit more, what a lot of people would consider like a normal way of speaking is calm, but also, excited because summer camp is exciting. Okay, next, I'm gonna have Adwita say this next one, which is this decision could change everything. I'm gonna have you say it really loud and then really soft and then in a normal volume.
Okay. This decision could change everything.
Okay.
Decision could change everything. and this decision could change everything.
Great. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any notes about like what they think about, which one was better, which ones work better, which ones they're planning on using? Oh, Vidhi, what do you think? Like, do you think it's better to speak really loud, really soft? What works for you?
I would be in the medium.
Yes, thank you so much. That's wonderful. So that's what Advita did in the end was she used a very like medium voice, which was clear and concise. Thank you. So next, I'm gonna pick a volunteer that says this sentence over here, the third one. And I'm not gonna tell you to do it in like a lion or a mouse, a rabbit or a turtle. You're gonna say it, and then the rest of us are gonna have to guess. And then you can say it normally after we guessed it right. Is that clear? Does anyone want to volunteer? Okay, so I first saw Akshara's hand, so we'll have Akshara go for the third one, and then we'll have Adya go for the fourth one. Okay, Akshara, you can, wow us with the third one.
You should definitely give this idea a chance.
Okay. So what do you guys think that was? Would anyone like to, just unmute yourself and share your thoughts? Was this a lion volume, mouse volume, rabbit speed, turtle speed? What do you guys think that was?
I think maybe a turtle speed.
A turtle speed? Yeah. I kind of agree. It was slightly slower than yeah. Okay. Anyone else have any guesses, ideas, thoughts? I don't think so. In that case, Akshara, would you like to share what speed or volume you were going for?
I was going for the mouse speed. The mouse voice.
Okay, the mouse volume. Okay, yeah. I think that a lot of the times the mouse volume and the turtle speed kind of go together, and then like the lion volume and the rabbit speed, they kind of go together. It's like loud and fast or soft and slow. So yeah, great job, great job. And then I know Adya wanted to do the last one. Would you like to have us guess, Adya?
I absolutely love sharing my thoughts.
Great, thank you so much. Would Arshia like to share which one she thought it was?
It was more of like a high volume and more like a bit of medium at speed. Like not too fast, not too slow. It's a good speed.
I agree. I think that was great for like the explanation point. So great job. I think that was definitely lion volume. Adya, would you like to reveal?
It was the lion volume.
Yay, great job, Arshia. Good job guessing. Thank you so much for our volunteers. If you didn't speak on this slide, I'll have us all get a chance to speak really soon, okay? Next, we're going to talk about body language. So I know right now we're all sitting down, but when you give a speech, most of the time you're going to be standing. So when we stand, there's a few rules and a few things that we have to keep in mind. So we're maintaining good posture and good body language. Would Adya like to read this part? Oh, sorry. I know there's two Adyas. The Adya that didn't speak on the previous slide. Would you like to read this part?
Stand tall and proud of what you are saying. Look at your audience with head held up. Don't slouch or sway.
Yes, thank you so much. That's great. Now can we have Kushi share what some of this information means now?
I feel like if you use all those points, then the audience thinks you're really confident and you know a lot about the topic.
Great. Yeah, thank you. So what that does is it establishes your confidence and your credibility. And what that means is that when you're standing up tall and you're being really proud of what you're saying, people are like, oh, wow, like this person must know what they're talking about. And that gives you confidence and that gives you credibility, which is showing that, like, oh, wow, this person is trustworthy with their information. And for the next thing, it's just a little bit more about gestures and being a little more conscious on stage. Would Vidhi like to read this part?
Keep your legs at a shoulder length distance. Avoid fidgeting. Use natural gestures only for emphasis.
Yeah.
Emphasize. Right?
Yeah, emphasis. Great.
Okay, practice sentences. Be firm and keep hands to sides at all other times.
Thank you for reading that, Vidhi. So I'm going to just share a little bit about what some of this means, and then we can go into more group input. So keeping legs at a shoulder length distance means that your shoulders are here. Your legs shouldn't be like next to each other. You shouldn't be like spreading out your legs, doing like the splits or anything. It should just be like standing and being a little bit aware of your legs, like spaced apart, a little bit like an action figure. So when you move, because a lot of times what we do in speeches is that we're gonna walk around, so that when we move, it's not like, oh, my legs are like together and I have to like move, and it looks really awkward and it looks a little unconfident. And then other times, if your legs are too far apart and you're like doing the splits, then it's like, oh wait, now I have to like gather myself and then go on. So just to make it easier for you to walk is just keep your legs at a shoulder length distance, and this actually helps you avoid fidgeting. Does anyone, know what fidgeting is, what it looks like, has experienced it, or like knows how to avoid fidgeting? Any strategies that we use? Yes, Adya?
You can focus on what everyone's reacting, or what focus on what you're saying to make sure you're not fidgeting around all the time.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. So by focusing on what's ahead of you instead of like your hands and like playing with your hands, doing any of that, that really helps us, avoid fidgeting. And the reason that we try to not fidget or to, have our legs like in weird positions or do weird things is that mainly because of things like confidence and because of things like professionalism. A lot of times, actually, I'll get to you in just a second, but a lot of times when we're giving a speech, we want to be very confident and we want to look like professional. We want to look like we know what we're saying because we do know what we're saying. So to make that prominent to the audience with our posture is that we try to keep these things in mind. Yes, Akshara, you can share any comments, thoughts, any questions? Yeah.
So if you want to stop fidgeting, maybe if you have pockets, you can put your hands in your pockets so you can avoid fidgeting.
Yeah, that's great. So I would suggest after practicing with hands in pockets is to practice keeping your hands at your sides, because I actually liked your input, Akshara, because this is very important. Is we use hand gestures when we emphasize things that like look like this. Well, it's like, when we emphasize 1, 2, 3, we'll go into those in a little bit more detail in a second. But when we use hand gestures, if we have our hands like in our pockets and then we're taking them out every time we do hand gestures, it kind of gets a little bit muddled. Does that make sense? So it's just easier to keep our hands like to our sides, no swaying, just have them relaxing and by our sides. Does that make sense? So everyone, yeah, I think so. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, just be very firm with your position, your stance, your hands, and yeah, that really helps. Next. Okay, so I know that we're all sitting right now, so let's not really think about the body language too much for now, but I would love if we could use some volume and some voice control for this exercise. So I'm gonna call everybody up one by one, and then we're gonna just talk about 60 seconds of something that we like. So it can be a food you like, a place you like, something you like to do, swimming, playing an instrument, anything like that. And yeah, you have 60 seconds to go. And that's just a minute. We're all gonna do great. Would anyone like to go first? Or would you guys prefer if you had 2 minutes to prepare before you all went? Yeah? Okay. So it's 12:40 right now. At 12:42, I'm gonna call up our first person to talk about, anything. This is a fun space, so we can do fun things. So yeah. Oh, yes, Extra?
I still don't get what to do.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. So what we're gonna do is in a few minutes, I'm gonna call on people, and if you're called on, then you get a chance for 1 minute to talk about something that you like. So it'll just be something, that you like to do, a place that you like, a food, an activity that you like. And this is kind of still like an icebreaker activity, just to get to know everyone better, but it's also just to practice our volume and control. Does that make a little bit more sense?
But do you like get to see your introduction? Or do you just say like do you have to say like the reason why you like that?
Yeah, so you're just going to be talking about reasons why you like it, how you came to know about it, things, related to it, for 1 minute. So yeah. Yeah, thank you. And Vidhi, did you have a question as well?
Wait, so technically we're supposed to talk about one favorite thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll give everyone till 12:44 actually now to, prepare about something they like, just so it's not like a shock on anyone. Okay. This is that great. And yeah, please ask if you have a question. Yes, Adia, did you have a question?
Can a thing we talk about being an object?
Yeah, perfect. An object, animal, something you have at your house. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, team. So it's 12:44 p.m. now, and we're gonna get started with our first person. So, we're going to actually get started with someone that hasn't talked a lot this meeting. Everyone, give it up for Plaksha. We're going to someone that has everyone.
Hello everyone.
I'm literally muted.
Oh, okay. Hi everybody. Uh, so I'll get started when Pranshu starts my time. So if you could just give me a thumbs up. Okay. So the favorite thing that I chose is my digital camera. So some reasons that this item is one of my favorite things that I have at my house is because it really helps me whenever I go out somewhere. It helps me make sure that my memories that I make with my friends, with my family in pretty places, that it's captured in a wonderful image quality and it's really convenient for me to take it anywhere I go because it's really small. It easily fits in my pocket, and the image quality has this nice old timey feel because it's not as good as a camera like on your phone, so it really has its own separate digital camera vibe. And last but not least, it has a lot of specialized features which help me when I want to make sure that something has maybe like a different frame than normal, or if I want to make sure that the picture I know has been taken on my digital camera and not
Uh,
my phone.
yeah, thank you
And
so
yeah, these
much
are
for
some of
going
the ways.
first, Plaksha. That was really wonderful. Yeah, I love digital cameras as well. Great job. Would anyone that feels a little bit more comfortable now that we have an example, would anyone like to go now? Oh, thank you so much for volunteering, Adya. Go ahead.
I like to play Ludo, an Indian game that is kind of like Sorry, but there's no cards. I usually play it with my grandpa when he comes. Sometimes I win, sometimes I don't. That is something I like to play a lot. And I usually play it a lot whenever I'm bored. I don't If I don't have anything to do, I'll ask my family if they want to play with me. You can play it with you need at least 2 players to play it, and that is something I like to play.
Great job. Thank you so much. It's really wonderful. I enjoyed your introduction, icebreaker speech. Also just for future reference, if anyone wants to end their speech, just say thank you at the end. So everyone knows. And then we can all send like the clapping emojis and applaud you. Great job, Adia. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna call up our next person actually. Can we have Kushi go next?
Yeah, okay. So my favorite thing is like playing the flute. So I first started in 5th grade and I've been playing it for 4 years now. And honestly, I just love the feel of the instrument and like playing each and every note. And honestly, playing in front of a crowd is it like helped me get over stage fright since like the instrument it just like takes me somewhere else when I play. Yeah, and my band teachers have really helped me get here. And yeah, thank you.
Great job. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, the flute is a beautiful instrument. So thank you for your beautiful introduction speech. In that case, now that we have a few more examples, would anyone else like to volunteer? All right. So I'm not seeing a lot of volunteers. So I'm gonna ask Vidhi to go next. Oh yeah, Vidhi, I see you volunteered. Okay.
One favorite thing for me is the store because I could find stuff that I want. Like, wait, I'm so sorry. I could find stuff that I like to eat. For example, maybe bread or Nutella. Like those things I really like, and I could find them in stores. Um, the next thing is that I could find some toys. For example, for my brother, he's young, and instead of watching TV, he could buy toys from the store and play with them. And same with me, maybe I could buy card games or like solo games that I could play with myself. Thank you.
Great job, Vidhi. I really liked that. What store is your favorite store?
Say Walmart.
That's great. Thank you so much for volunteering. Um, yeah. Would anyone like to go next? I think Akshara, yes, thank you for volunteering. Take it away.
I like painting a lot because it's a really good activity to uh put your stress down, and you could paint anything because you can't really do anything wrong in art, and it's another activity when you get bored. And also, um whenever my parents are watching other TV, I always do painting. I always paint like flowers or the sun or any mythological painting. And that's why I really like painting. Maybe you should start painting too.
All right, thank you so much. I really like that. Yeah, that's like a shout out to our Mythla painting and crafts class that's also in the summer camp. So yeah, I really appreciated that, Akshara. Great job. Now that we've had some wonderful presentations, I would like to call on some of our last three. Oh, okay. Advita has volunteered. Advita, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Adwaita, and like Plaksha, I really like cameras and photography. And I think my love for photography and cameras just came from me hoarding memories and like such as receipts from my first movie that I've ever watched or souvenirs that I get from trips. I have a whole shelf that's full of them, and I think cameras just really help me capture um, more memories that I want to keep with. So I have a bunch of cameras at home. I have a Canon and Nikon. They're both very old, but still it helps me practice my photography skills. And then I have two Polaroids that I don't really use. And then I have a Lego Polaroid. I like Legos. Um, but yeah, I love photos and photographies, and I love to play around with filters to experiment with what type of style I want to take photos in. Thank you.
Great job, Advita. Yeah, I see we have a lot of camera fans in this class, so that's great to know. Um, yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, great. Arshia, would you like to go next?
Yeah.
Great.
So my name is Arshia, and one of my favorite things to do is swimming. I started swimming at the age of 7, and I have been doing swimming ever since. And it's really fun because it's a good workout, and swimming for like 30 to 40 minutes builds my stamina and helps me become stronger. And I also think it's a really crucial life skill because you could be stranded in the ocean with no one to help you without like even a floaty, and you could just like help yourself out of that situation by being able to swim. So yeah, thank you.
Great job. Yeah, I definitely agree. Swimming is a really important life skill. Yeah, thank you. And in that case, I think we have Adia next.
I like reading because uh, it's like sometimes you can feel like you're in this story, uh, and uh, it's a good uh, activity to get your mind off uh, some things that you don't want to think about. Uh, and it's reading can help your vocabulary grow.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, Adia. I love to read too. Um, is there anyone who hasn't gone yet? Hmm, I don't think so. Okay, everyone just give yourself a round of applause. I think you all did a really great job for like our first on the spot, like on demand kind of speech. So I really appreciate everyone's, efforts in that. And there's quite a few things that, we did really well, and there's a lot of things that we can improve as well. So yeah, I think everyone got under the time limit. Would anyone like to share their input of what we did well and what we need to improve on? Let's start with some good things first, as we wrap up today. Yes, Vidhi.
So, for the good things, I would say that everyone had a favorite thing. It's not like someone didn't want to go, everyone volunteered and had something to say. Um,
Definitely. Oh yeah.
sorry, do you want to say something?
Oh yeah. Thank you for your input, Vidhi. I really, really appreciate that. I'm really happy that everyone, is really excited to participate in this class. And yeah, I'm really excited to, learn about your interests and things that you guys like. Anyone else notice something positive? Good. Yes, Akshara, what did you notice?
Um, I liked how you gave us the activity of like the guessing game if you're slow, fast, louder, um, quiet.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's great. I'm glad you enjoyed that activity. Yeah. Did you think it helped you with your volume in this exercise?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Now for some things that we could potentially do a little bit better. Does anyone have any feedback, suggestions? Okay, Akshara, I know I just called on you, so I'm gonna call on Arshia this time. Yeah?
Well, I noticed a lot that people used they used a lot of filler words such as like they just kind of like paused in between. That just makes it kind of awkward.
Great, yeah. I definitely agree with you. Thank you. And I also just called on Vidhi, so I'm gonna ask Advita and Kushi and Adya, one of those three to go. Yeah, Adya, what did you think?
I get confused when you call on uh, me or the other Adhya. So can we come up with like nicknames that we could use?
Yes, thank you so much for bringing that up. Would either of you prefer to have a nickname?
You can just call me AAJ.
AAJ?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, um, and Adya, other Adya in red today. Would you like to be called just Adya or another nickname or?
You you could call me Adhya J.
Adya J. Okay. So we have AAJ and Adya, like Adya J. Is that all right with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to thank you all for being so productive and participating today. I really, really did appreciate it. Before we log off and say goodbye for next meeting, though, I just wanted to add everyone to a Google Classroom, just so that if you have any questions, you have a way of contacting me or our other teacher, Plaksha, who gave the first speech. So, would everyone just please take 1 minute to log on to Google Classroom and put in this code? Sorry, do we see the code? This is the class code.
How do we go there?
Oh, so have you used Google Classroom before? On like a personal account?
No.
Ooh, okay. That's fine too. I think I think in that case we can We can talk after in just a second. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, Akshara, did you have a question?
Yes. I mean, I want to give feedback like what
Yeah.
we also need.
Oh yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
So I think we should have like quizzes like Book It or Kahoot.
That's a great suggestion. That was actually something that I was planning for next meeting. So it was to like kind of test like if you remembered what we did in this meeting. Because I know this was just the first meeting, but great suggestion. Yeah, we definitely thinking on the same wavelength here. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, do you guys prefer like Kahoot or like anything else? Because I know that I've made a Kahoot. So anyone have any other preference? Does everyone like Kahoot? Thumbs up if you like Kahoot. Thanks, Extra. Okay, great. Okay. In that case, has everyone like logged into the Google Classroom?
I don't have your speech summer account.
Oh, sorry, this is
I don't know how to go there.
oh is AAJ, is that for the school account or something, or is this for the Google Classroom?
The Google Classroom.
Ooh, okay. In that case, I can, email it to a parent, email it to you really quickly before we leave. I also do know that it's 1:02 p.m. now, so if anyone has to leave, feel free to leave. We're just logging on to Google Classroom, asking any like in-person questions. But yeah, I do appreciate all of you for, being very participative today, like participating. So thank you so much. Bye. I'll see you next week.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Yeah, great job today. Bye guys. Okay. Vidhi, did you have a question or?
No, I'm so sorry. I was
Oh no, you're good. Don't worry.
logging in.
Okay. Okay. Did you log into
Bye.
the classroom? Oh, bye, Vidhi.
I'm going to right now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Vidhi. Hello. Are we free to leave the meeting?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you
Thank
so.
the classes. Thank you so much, Pranshu and Plaksha.
Thank you. We appreciate it as well.
Yeah, you were too good today. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.